event. Now, however, I wanted to stay away from it being an actual competition.
Okay.
Women empowerment. We called it like a casting call.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Nice gesture. I love it. Okay. So is this a color coordinated event, black business women, or was it just any woman could come up there and do this thing?
Now, we did want to stay within the theme of it being like a bottle girl type of thing.
Okay.
So we did ask that the ladies come in a black top and a black bottom.
Okay. Black top, black bottom. So you had to be color coordinated, basically.
Yes, black.
Black top, black bottom. Okay. How many contestants did you get to participate?
So the actual day we ended up with 8.
Oh, shake that thing like a salt shaker. Okay. Hey, were all of them women participants or were some males?
No, it was open to men and women originally.
Okay. The question, here are my questions, Mr. Cockrell, excuse me, Manny. Were they all women participants or were there male and women participants?
Yes, male and women participants.
Okay, so you had it going on. Okay. Exactly how many women and how many men participated?
So it was 7 women and 1 man.
Oh, they left the brother by himself. Okay. Okay, at this time, let's get on down to it. Did you have any particular rules for this black top, black bottom event?
So originally we had discussed the attire. We had discussed that really was about it in the beginning as far as like rules. We just discussed the attire, and that was about it. We left everything else for the day of.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it sounded like it was prior planned, not just thought of when you popped up on your platform.
Yeah, we did improvise.
Okay, good.
It was we did plan in the beginning, but we did leave some room for that day for fresh ideas.
Okay, so now we have to get into the contestants. Was this a voter's choice by judge only, or was it a open judgment with including everyone in that live, including the numbers in the corner?
Yes, so being that we did have to make some changes, because some things did happen, it did turn into a competition where me and the host became judges as well as the comment cousins.
Okay, so it started out not a competition, just a good gesture to appreciate some people. The original gesture was black top, black bottom. I hear everything that it started out to be, but it seems like at some point the rules changed. So let's get into the change of, it sounds like it went from being good gesture to now a competition.
Yes. So being that we was not having anybody participate, the audience and myself, as well as my co-host, we all were basically throwing ideas with the audience giving majority of the ideas. And so at some point they got to a point where they asked, is there incentive for this event? Is there a prize? Is there any type of, monetary gain?
Before we get any further, we're going to stop right here. And I would like to ask the jurors, starting with Miss Joyce and box over. Is there anyone that might have questions for him? Because I'm going to write down what I just heard before I do proceed. Try not to go past where we are because I am trying to create a timeline in this case. So again, jurors, try to stick to what you've heard and not go any further, respectfully. Go ahead, Ms. Joyce.
No, Ms. Mitra, I have no questions at this time.
Miss Marina.
Um, I'm still listening. No questions at this time.
Okay. Miss Shatanya, any questions from you, juror?
I just want to clear understand. You said it wasn't like a competition at first. It was just for fun, right? And then all of a sudden it turned into a competition. Is that correct? Or am I?
Yes, that is correct.
So what made it turn into a competition? What?
The monetary gain.
Oh, no, let's stop right here because that's going to get into the next set of questions. Because as of right now, he said that they asked the audience, himself and the other judge started questioning the audience about how to make it be, some participation. It sounded like it was no participation. So I don't want to move past where we are. But Shantanya, that's a good question because it puts back on the table that there were no sounds like participants up until the next phase. Miss Honeybees, let us hear from you. What's up, Bistro? This is for entertainment purposes only. Plus, this is good to us. Good to us. Tap the screen. Let's work on 300K. Come on, Honeybees. This is good to me. Get you some clank clank. You on Merc. You on Merc.
I guess the only question that I have, Your Honor, is for Manny. Can Manny tell us what the rules were from the very beginning?
Can I say, and Manny, you tell me if I'm not correct, because I'm writing down notes, so your jurors, write down notes. As of right now, the only set of rules, black top, black bottom. That was one rule. And it was really original attire.
Yeah, that's it. Black
That
top.
was it, just the attire. So right now, no rules had really been implemented. It was just black on black. This is good to me. Write down your notes, juror, so we can keep up with what's going on. Miss Amber, what is your question for Mr. Manning, if you have any?
I don't have any questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Queen Jules is downstairs saying model walk ×2. Was that a rule in the beginning that they had to have a certain walk? Mr. Manning.
Queen Jules could speak to that if it was in the beginning. But as far as the day of, like, she can answer if we had talked about it, and maybe I just didn't hear that part.
Was it put out on the live the day of?
Because I'm speaking from, because again, we did have conversations before we even got to the Saturday. So I don't know if that's when Queen Jules is speaking as it was explained, and I might have again missed it. Or is she actually referring to the day of when we requested these things from the contestants?
Okay. Okay. Essie.
No, I don't have any questions. Still listening.
Okay. Mr. Randolph. You're on Merc.
As well, just listening to the content.
Just listening? Okay. So far, the jurors are listening and paying attention. And I'm going to go through real quick of what I wrote down and what I observed and heard from Manny. This was a baddest bottle, baddie, non-competition as of right now. They wanted to stay away from the competition, so it was not mainly a good gesture. Give some shout outs and some accolades to some good women. And one gent. Black top, black bottom event. The only rule so far was the original attire. Okay. let's get into what Manny said, and I'm on to the next part. Manny, you stated that at some point you all took a detour and you started asking questions to get ideas from the audience because you didn't have participants. At this time, were there any participants? Were there one, a half of one? Did anybody come up with the first approach of what you all put out there for you? No money's involved. Let's ask this. What was going to be given? Did you all notice or state, hey, y'all, if y'all come up here and do this bottle thing, we gonna do this? Was there anything stated that will be given out?
In the originally, no.
Okay.
At the time of the event, yes.
Okay. I have a question. When you say originally, are we speaking of days prior?
Yes.
So, days prior. So now I have to go to the day of. What makes days prior, Manny, different than days of? When you started out with this event the day of, is this what you said the day of to the people before we move any further with the money?
Yes.
Okay. What changed from the days prior to the beginning of the day of?
The
If I'm
participant.
making sense.
The
Because you and Queen Jules had a discussion before. Now you're on the platform.
The
What
participant.
was okay? What changed?
The participants. We didn't have no participants.
Okay, so that's the only thing.
Yeah, because if we would have had participants and went on with the show, technically we wouldn't have had to implement. Well, I wouldn't have had to implement the cash value to per se persuade now people to join.
Got you. Okay. Okay, so I'm following. If I'm following, so nothing really changed. You
Yeah,
all
because
talk behind the
because
scene. We're
prior,
gonna do a black top, black bottom, and we're gonna get some women to come join the
no,
panel
we
and
talked
do
on the
this.
live. No, we talked on the live because we had more people help us with the idea. So we talked on live and had more people engage in the idea, which gave the impression that we was gonna have some participants.
Gotcha. Okay. Premature discussion. So, were there supposed to be more judges at this event other than you and Queen Jules?
Yes,
Okay. Who was that judge to be?
I played the fifth.
You cannot, sir. Order in the court. Peaches, would you please document that this witness cannot bow out of this question? Mr. Manning Cockrell, who was the extra judge that was supposed to show for this event?
Queen.
Excuse me?
Queen.
Queen who?
Queen.
Queen Jules?
Queen.
Queen Latifah?
Queen is
Queen Elizabeth?
her name is Queen.
Queen, we are asking specific, sir, or we might have to hold you in contempt.
That her actual name is Queen.
Is there any other part of her name that could be missing so we can identify her?
50-year-old grandmother.
As of right now, we need her first name, sir, or we're going to have to ask you to pay 10 galaxies to this courtroom, Jujo. What is her name that this was discussed with?
Drop Queen.
Thank you, sir. Peaches, let the record show and reflect that Drop Queen was supposed to be an alleged judge in this here event. Thank you, sir. We did not want to have to get 10 galaxies out of you. I had to go up on my prices because you hard, you tough, ain't it? That changes the dynamics of this junk case. So drop new prematurely before any other contestants or participants, in your words, showed up what this now competition we're getting ready to move into turned into. Jurors upstage, this is good to me. Do you all have any questions now for Mr. Manny before I ask my next big valid question here?
I have a question.
Yes, please.
My question is for Manny. Manny,
Clank.
well, I actually have like 2 questions.
We're allowed one for this phase and then we'll come back.
Okay, let me see which one is more important. Did Drop tell you that she wouldn't be able to judge, or did she just not show up?
Good question.
So we did spend some time looking for her.
So is that she did not show, or please answer the question?
That is honestly what I did. I did spend some time looking and wondering for her.
So she was a no-show in the beginning. Peaches, let the records reflect. How much time did you spend just looking for her? We're going to get the lawyer up in just a second.
I'm not sure.
Not sure. They're going to get her. Who? Any other jurors have any questions for Mr. Manning before we move to the next phase? Oh, T-Mac, thank you, girl.
Your Honor, I have a question.
Yes.
I just want to know, why is he trying to protect this queen drop queen person? Why is he not answering the questions when they're asked?
We don't know if he is trying to protect her. We don't know, but there does seem to be a pause in these questions getting answered. Okay. But juror number 4, I'm going to have to ask, Peaches, please remove that from the court junk records. Okay. We want to stick to the court case. Oh, Mr. Manning, we are going to get up. We do have to cross-examine you. So we will be bringing her attorney up here in just a second. Let's move to the competition. The competition. So you all discuss in front of 4K that you're not getting participants. We got to get some participants. So now you start asking the audience, what can we do to get these boxes full? In your words, Mr. Manning, what did you ask the audience and what did you guys come up with? And then before I hit you with number 3, I do need to hear 1 and 2.
So the audience had made a comment and it was like, how much are you paying or something like that. And so when I read that comment, I say, well, let's go 50. And
Okay.
I think that's the starting number that I started with.
When you said let's go to 50, did anybody, any participants show up to the boxes?
I think in that when I said 50 now.
Okay, no participants showed up at $50. How soon did you all increase? If you increased it, what made people start coming to that box, Mr. Manning?
I want to say, if I can remember correctly, I made a quick change in judgment and decided 100. And then that's when I got some movement.
Asses started lining up. Okay. Woo, this is good to me. If this is good to you, power tap that screen, Cookie Sweet, because something's going on here in the change in the atmosphere. Mr. Manning, you put $100 on this, okay? How soon when you put a money talking bullshit walk? We know that. How soon did the bullshit get to walk into the platform?
From there we had a show.
Okay, so we got 8 boxes up here. We know this case is about Drop Queen. And, Drop Queen's daughter and Quay. Forgive me. Drop Queen was not a participant. What number was Drop Queen's daughter and Big Quay? Looking at these boxes, who filled what box first and what numbers, if your mind serves you correctly?
I really don't remember the order.
Let me ask this. Let me rephrase my question. Did Drop Queen's daughter show up after the $100 was introduced before Quay showed up?
Yes, all participants showed up after the $100.
Okay. That's not the question. Did Drop show up before Quay?
I'm not sure.
Okay. We'll see. We'll spin that question back around. The reason for me asking that question is earlier, it was stated that he could not find her. So I'm just wondering if we were in the hallways.
Yes, she
Because she
did.
didn't show up for duty until month. Okay, excuse me?
No, she did show up at some point. Yes.
Oh, she showed up. So she was there before Quay came.
Yes, if I could, because she did ask me a question or two.
Okay, so yes, it's a timeline, y'all. It's a timeline. They're saying no. Let's get into it. They said she was not there. And I have to know because there is a timeline. Trying to see if there were rules, if people knew what the rules were and all that. So was Drop Queen there? But okay, so was the daughter there?
I do have a co-host. You can ask her anything that I do not remember.
Okay, we will get her up here. Please, jurors, put those 2 questions down so that we will revisit those questions. Quay says she was there first. Quay remembers. It's going to be a big trial here. Okay, at this time, we are in competition mode. Before we get into this competition now, Mr. Manning, 8 boxes are full. Matters who got there first right now. We having a little cloudy vision. Were any rules stated to those people in the box, the participants, of what was going to take place and how much when they filled the boxes?
So that's a no, I don't think, because I had already said the instructions.
You had said it before the boxes. So is it safe to say, not putting words in your mouth, that I will let you now state why didn't you say it over? Is it because you thought they came because you had put the 100 out there? Why didn't you, once the boxes were full, did not you put together some type of rule for the participants?
Well, we did do them one by one.
Okay, one by one.
So we did do them one by one, where we asked them to demonstrate for us.
Right.
So we did do that.
They said rules were announced one by one. Now, my last question before going to them and letting up her attorney for some cross-examination. Did all participants have on their cameras? And if so, how many of those participants were in dress code? Black, on black?
So yes, all of the participants were on camera. Um, to I would think maybe three
Okay.
all had on correct attire, being that it was all black. There
Okay.
might be a difference in attire, but overall all black. I think three of them came in all black.
Okay. So with that being stated, the other participants, were they able to compete in this competition?
Yes.
Okay. Under the rules of dress code being black on black, or did you at this time change your dress code rule?
Yes, we had changed our dress code rules from the first contestant.
Okay. Dress code. Let the record show that as of right now, that the rules has started changing some. So at this time, the black on black was for the first episode. And the second episode, it was pretty much lenient on what the participants could participate in. I'm going to relinquish my stance, and I will see if the jurors have anything. And then I'm dying, and Silas, you're fixing to be silenced in the comment section. Please stop it. With that being said, can I hear from the other jurors? And then we will get Mr. King up here for questioning, cross-examination. If this is good to you, get us up to 300K and get your clank clank. Go ahead, Miss Joyce.
Can I ask Maddie? Do you have a personal relationship with Drop Queen?
Yes.
Okay. She is his moderator. We do know that the personal relationship is that Drop Queen is Manny's moderator. So let the record show that that is his moderator. Miss Marina, do you have a question for Mr. Manning before we let up Mr. King?
You said that Drop Queen's daughter was in the competition. So I'm trying to figure out, why was Drop Queen a judge?
Good question.
She was not a judge.
So Drop Queen was supposed to be a judge, but she did not show up to judge. So they could not find her. And when she showed up, it was to be in the competition. Rose, I need new lipstick. So when she showed up, it was to be in the competition. So no judge as of Drop Queen.
Supposed to be a host judge. She was supposed to be a host originally. Everybody was signed to be a host.
Okay.
We didn't change the name to judges until we actually added the money and turned it into a competition.
Okay. So let the records reflect that in the beginning they were called host. Once money was inserted, it changed to judges. So with that being said, let the record show that. Shatanya, do you have a question for Mr. Manning?
Yeah, my question is, just let me know if I'm getting ahead of myself. What was all changed once the money came into play?
No, you're good.
So from our first contestant that was not in attire, however she was in black, we just accepted anything because our second contestant came up in a muumuu that was colorful, that wasn't even attire at all. So from there, we just, again, going with the original idea, which was body positivity, we didn't take away from anybody presenting themselves as they were.
Gotcha.
Okay, I got another.
Okay, go ahead.
You said somebody in the movement. Was it Poozy?
No, it was not.
You know what?
Right.
You know
That's all I have to ask. I'm sorry.
Peaches, please strike them from the record. You know what? Woo, girl. Honeybees, it's on you. Girl.
I just want to ask Manny. Manny, are you intimidated by Drop Queen?
Oh, girl.
Very.
Oh, you are. So you're scared of her. Girl, do you feel like you need witness protection? Hello, you there?
Let's give the witness a second. He just gave out some.
No, I thought it was one question. This a 2-question part.
No, one question. Let's not badger the witness. Oh God, woo, God.
I just want to make sure he's safe.
Yes, thank you, honeybees. Thank you. We can hear you loud and clear.
Hi, Your Honor. Hi, courtroom. Hi, jurors. My files, if you don't mind, I'm putting them right in front of me, getting this all set up. I have been listening to the case, though. I will tell you that much.
It's a very good case, isn't it, guys? If you're enjoying the juke joint case tonight, let us get some yellow hearts just to let us know that y'all got posters downstairs. Ooh, girl, get you some clank clank in you. It's good to us. Ooh, child. Lord, I'm glad that I'm not a juror to have to come up with a verdict here. Guilty or not guilty. Clank, clank, Yolanda. Oh, girl. The next case is going to be touchy, touchy. Mr. King, how long and how many files do you have to
I'm
get?
ready. I actually got the file. I got the files right here. I will say that much. I do have a couple of questions for D.S. Manny, who was the originator of the competition. Nice to meet you, Manny. I just have a few questions, just as far as the rules and the competition as a whole. Would you say that this was an organized situation or unorganized situation?
This was an organized live event.
And during the organization of the event, were you and your co-host on the same page? Were you maybe attentive or paying attention to what the rules were going over, or were you just being oblivious?
Yes, me and my one co-host, we definitely were paying attention.
Asked that, and the reason that I asked that question is because earlier we were speaking of the rules, and you said in a couple of different ways, you said maybe I didn't hear her, or maybe I wasn't paying attention when we spoke about the different rules, when it was asked if Queen Jules and you had discussed the rules prior. So now that you said it was and you were paying attention, do you remember speaking with Queen Jules about the rules prior to the competition day?
Yes, I do remember speaking to Queen Jules about the rules. Yes.
So while earlier you said that you may have not been paying attention, what makes it different now in these 5 minutes? Forward with the next question. I know you said that one of the
Peaches, let the records reflect to that question was not answered. Ooh la la.
For this, I'm representing Drop Queen, by the way, you guys. Sorry, I'm just here for business, no shenanigans. Earlier you did say that you did have only one rule or so before the competition started. Could you remind us what that one rule was?
Black top, black bottom.
And my client's daughter, was she one of those only participants that followed that rule?
Yes.
Would you say that the winner of the competition did not follow the only rule that you had for the competition?
Yes.
Let me gather a couple more files, and then I'll be back with a few more questions. One moment.
Could I please cross-examine the witness with this? I do want to ask the question, if it's okay, and would you be here to hear this? Mr. Manny, I thought you stated that after the moo and the bonnet, that the rules had been switched. So are you stating now that we are gonna be on the rules? Which was it? Were the rules with the participants, or were the rules scratched out for the participants? I do think that that is important to know when it came down to the judgment.
Yes, Your Honor, the rules were changed.
Okay. Mr. King, is it safe to say that as of right now that there were no rules when this competition started because of change? But oh God, this is good to me.
Yeah, I'll go with that, and that's fine. I completely agree, and I'll take that. Let's move on into the changes then about it. Then
Okay, so because I must say, Mr. Manning, is it safe to say that it sounded like the first participant had gone and the second participant was not in dress code? So may I ask the question now? Was the first participant in all black?
Yes, the first participant was in all black.
God.
So that rule, I don't think the rules changed. I think that the part that changed was it went from not being a competition to a competition. It sounds like those rules were still in place because if I remember, my client came up and spoke and said, I will not be a judge, but I will have somebody come up and we're going to take some time and get her ready so we can follow the rules. She will be in a black top and black bottom. And I'm also willing to be thinking the same way that people went and found Halloween costumes, such as a bunny rabbit and a superhero, that they could have found a black top and a black bottom to abide by the only rule that was given.
So the first person that went, they were in black. However, they wasn't in a black top and a black bottom. They were in a black dress.
Okay.
The first participant didn't even necessarily, they had on black, but they didn't have on a black top and a black bottom as stated in the
That
rules.
changes it a little bit back. Okay. Because, honey, I was finna have to wear you down for that one because. Okay, so let the records, Peaches, I know you, girl. Let the records show that the first participant was not in dress code, meaning that Manning did not just switch up on number 2. Number 1 was not in dress code. Moving on. Clank, clank, KB. Clank, clank. This is good to me, but we breaking that shit down to a frog tonight. Leapfrog. Go ahead, Mr. King and Mr. Manning.
I got you. I got a few more questions, just about a couple of more details. I want to know where Manny's mind is about this. Manny, are you? Well, let me ask this question: the money that was given out to the winners, where did it come from?
The live.
The audience.
The audience. The money came from the audience. It didn't come from your own pocket. Just for clarification.
So it is my own pocket, the live.
So okay, we'll take that. Perfect. That's even better for me. So you provided the money out of your own pocket. Perfect. So are you aware that you are the person who turned it from something fun to a competition then? Because you introduced the money element.
I am aware with suggestions from the audience that we have to implement an incentive.
Okay, I understand the incentive. We get that part. I was wondering if you were aware that you were the one who turned it into a competition, not about the incentives.
Oh, this is good to me.
Yes or no would suffice as well.
Oh, that was a question?
Are you aware that you are the person who turned it into a competition?
Yes.
Thank you. So now my next question would be this. When money was introduced into the competition, do you think that the rules should have been more strictly enforced because there was an incentive and a prize? Or do you think that the one rule that you had should have been thrown out the window?
No, I don't, because again, it was supposed to be body positivity. I want to stay in line with body positivity, even though it had turned into a competition.
Can we say that? Hold on. Let the records reflect that, Mr. King, I do need to say it's almost like you're asking and answering the question for the witness. So I would like to say, Miss Peaches, if you don't mind scribbling that part out, and Mr. King, could you please rephrase that question? Because that gives us a lot of speculation.
I got you. Understand. The reason that I ask questions in the way that I ask questions is for a simple yes or no answer. Usually in my court cases that I go, I just want to ask a simple yes or no question instead of leaving room for a whole bunch of, rambling. I want to make it very simple and plain as day because I am aware that Mr. Manny is the king of word salads.
Yeah, but it sounds like you're leading the witness. So if we could rephrase that question, and let's get another answer for the records.
The last question that I asked,
Yes, please.
during a competition involving money, do you think that rules should be strictly enforced or thrown to the wayside? Phrase it right. It's the same question rephrased.
It almost sounds like. Let me.
So I could give it one more go.
Okay.
In a competition where money is involved, do you think the rules should matter or should we not care about the rules?
Rules should matter.
I rest my case. No further questions, Judge.
Thank you. Woo, girl. Hold on, my phone ringing. Yes. Yes. It is. It's deep. Okay. Hold on. Y'all want wings or pizza? They ordered food. They said can't nobody leave. They locking the doors. Lock the doors. Yeah, they want some wings and pizza. Throw a salad in there for the vegetarians. No meat. No bacon. Okay, thank you. We got food coming for y'all. Get you some clank drinks in the back. We setting the bar up now. Yeah, this the juke joint. Woo, girl, we ain't going nowhere. Close the doors and lock them. Mr. King, we probably have you back here in a minute. We must get to.
Up on me. I'll be downstairs.
We gotta get Quay up. Mr. Drop Quay. I mean Jewel. Mr. Manning, with that being said, we're gonna let you go. Get you something to drink, bro. Cause I know they trying to take you down through there. We gotta get Queen Jules up here and then we're gonna have Quay. We'll see you back here in a minute, okay?
Thank you so much, Judge.
I hope how you mental before you go? How you mental?
I'm great, Judge. I'm great.
Okay. Oh girl, you know what?
Your Honor,
This tough. This tough here.
can I ask you a question, Your Honor? Rose, can I ask, is Rose in here? Rose, if you're here, please put something in the comments. Thank you. That's all.
She getting me some lipstick orders together.
I need to know if she's in here.
What
I
does
need
that
to know
have
if
to
she's
do,
paying
honeybees, with this case?
Oh, sorry.
What she thought we was at the park or something? We in court.
Rose, I want 2 of the light red ones, this color, and then 1 of the dark reds, this color. Other than that, Rose should not be getting bothered during this trial. She getting my lipstick orders together. Please send me a cash out request and I need more stuff. You know the address. Order in the courtroom. Kevin, please come on, bailiff.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, Judge. If you don't mind, when
I know damn well you ain't saying yes, sir.
I just left another courtroom.
Check to be today.
I left another courtroom. Sorry, Your Honor.
Shit, where you been?
Can you please make sure you swear everybody in? And if we could get a small recess while we tap to 350 would be so great and kind. That way everybody can get their drinks. They need their drinks for their wings and mozzarella sticks. Please, we need a little 2-3 minute break.
All that bullshit, where you been? You supposed to be here paying attention.
I've been downstairs.
Good, man.
I've been downstairs. But we need this 350 real quick. It takes 3 minutes. You know that. If we get everybody power tapping.